So as far as, economy and how to, with automation coming in, some other ways that we could look at building up our economy, and some great talk out there is with the hemp industry and how some of those are regulations are opening up. Can you go into a bit of your thoughts on hemp?
Yeah, well, it should be nice to get this conversation going. Figure out we haven't talked about governor yet, so we need to figure out who's going to run for governor in 2020. Industrial hemp is the way, the truth, and the light for economics. It solves so many of our problems. We're talking about climate change problems, economic problems. We're talking about jobs problems. Like across the board. And if you dig below that to look at what the problem is, the illegalization of these things and this war on drugs that was really a war on colored people. If you want to really break it down, that's what was really going on there. So if you get to the root of the problem and pretend like, how do you say it in logic class? You would say, except for the moment that we solve the problem and that it is legal. Suddenly you have all the ability to create infrastructure, create jobs, create revenue, solve the climate problem, solve the fossil fuels problem. And all you got to do is do the right thing in the first place. And, these things are going to take time. It's not easy. There's nothing easy about it. You're going to need entrepreneurs. You're going to need capital. You're going to need the right and the left meeting up and matching. And so we can get on the same page. We can really do that. It's already legal here, but it's not easy. So the short answer to your question is yes. I've done what I can to move this concept forward in our state. It's limited. We have to pick our battles. But there is legislation happening now around these things, and the champions of that are kind of on my radar. And that's where I don't know that I would be so much spearheading or championing that. I might. If there was time, I absolutely would. In the knowledge that you have to pick your battles, I'm really, really after this representation thing. I don't think you can fix anything else until you fix that. I think you got to fix it first. So if we got to the point where that was under control, which is pretty pipe dreamy, I'm not getting my hopes up that that's going to be solved anytime soon. I would like to, within my lifetime, if I'm lucky, and I'm okay waiting until after I die to deal with it, as long as it gets dealt with, kind of a thing. But yeah, if we got that under control and suddenly the people were engaged and civics, suddenly we had civics back in the high school, for example, I would absolutely be, the next thing on my list would be industrial hemp, especially in Washington, but not just Washington, all across the country. Legalizing it federally makes so much sense. And the only reason it's not is these basic concepts of greed. And once again, we get back to the House of Representatives, because there's only one way you can check greed, and that's with this distillation process of the people and the concept of a republican democracy.
All right. So talking about greed.